Hello, and welcome back to A Cage Sustained. I'm Chris Bernal, also known as Crifu, and I'm the game master for this Curse of the Crimson Throne campaign, actual play, stream, whatever. Today is a very special episode. We're missing our fifth player, Sylviana, so we decided to do a little one-shot action that is technically canon as written, with a few extra additions. 2 months ago, the city of Corvosa celebrated its 103rd birthday. And was it the 103rd? No, it was like 303rd birthday. That makes a lot more sense. And the city went to shit. Anarchy. Under those trying times, the Corvosan Intelligence Agency was formed. The founding members of that group met and were brought together by mysterious occult circumstances. But the people we are seeing tonight have had their lives drastically altered forever because of the Corvosan Intelligence Agency and the events of the chaos in Corvosa. So we travel north into the Corvosan hinterlands, several days' journey to the town of Harse. Let's meet our cast.
Hi, I'm Pooja, and tonight I am playing Trinia Sabor. And last we saw her, well, to go back in her personal history, she was an artist who worked at the castle for the king, and the Queen Iliosa very conveniently decided to frame her for the murder of the king, and Trinia was saved by Blackjack and scooted out of town. And she has been out here, and she's kind of cool with it. Like, she's been having a good time. She's growing. She's made new friends. She's pretty adaptable. And hey, all that charisma is gonna get her far. So she's looking forward to these adventures.
Right, and people only think that it was Trinia who was saved by Blackjack. She herself was scooted out of Corvosa a good week before the attempted execution actually happened. Scooted out, of course, by the Corvosan Intelligence Agency.
Yeah.
But then there's someone else who had to take her place. And that, unfortunately, for Sarah Otten, was Sarah Otten, a scullery maid who looked enough like Trinia to fit the bill and was set to be executed in her place until she was also rescued from a fate that was equal to death by being death by Blackjack. And Sarah has been kind of whisked away from a very safe and steady life in the Corvosan scullery business, and as a maid, and has now finds herself to be a human fighter, which is a stretch for me as always, but one I'm hoping I'm up for. And I'll let you know, this human fighter is very different than other human fighters that I've played, so should be an interesting change of pace.
Yes, Scott and my characters look alike. I know. Imagination, y'all.
Pretty easy to,
Hi, my name is Liza, and I am playing Vandrin Darve, who last we saw actually here in the town of Harse after he'd been sent out of Corvosa for his own safety. As many of our loyal viewers know, Vandrin is Simran's younger brother, who at the beginning of our campaign was missing, and who was very quickly found in the employ of one Gadrin Lamb, having turned to a life of crime for reasons unclear to Simran, but mostly appearing to be discontentment. Having been rescued from that extremely bad decision by his older sister, to escape any possible legal repercussions, their grandfather and Simran decided to send Vandrin out to Harse so he could get himself into hopefully less trouble.
Correct. Sent by Gramps Cormish Darve, and also Vencarlo Orsini, who helped get Sarah out of town. And it was Cressida, the field marshal, I believe, who also got Trinia out. The three of them all somehow ended up at the same location, Blackbird Ranch, which is sometimes known as a place for troubled teens.
And speaking of which, I'm Homero, and I'm playing Rungo Adriel. Y'all don't know me, but all you need to really know is that I guess I never asked Chris how to pronounce it, but his father's name is. Are you
Jason.
Just okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, my father's name is Jason Adriel. He's runs Blackbird Ranch, and I'm just here trying to, I guess, just keep these kids in order. You know, these city kids have a lot to learn about the way of life, and it seems like the city's not been great to them. So I'm here to hopefully try to set them straight and help them, give them at least a bit of direction in their life. Keep them safe as well.
Very nice. The last 2 months have been very busy for the Harse gang as they've become, as people in Harse have come to know them. The four teens have spent the last several weeks exploring the wilderness around Harse, learning how to ride horses for most of you, handle some animals, the ways of the wilds, I guess. But they've also been dealing with a particularly notorious band of bandits, band of brigands, the Craghawks. Still, there are other adventures to be had in the hinterlands. And as of late, last day or two, there's been rumors of a group of green adventurers who have gone missing in the hills southeast of Harse. So, we wave goodbye to the intimidating skyline of the city of Corvosa that looks over the Conqueror's Bay and head north, far north. Pretty moderately north. several days' journey at the very least. To the fork of the Sarwin and something else rivers, where there's a small town. Most of the citizens of Harse live in ranches and places outside of the town limits. But there's a general store, a temple dedicated to Erastil. There's the Good Tavern, the Prancing Pony, which should be copyrighted, but isn't. And then there's the Bad Tavern. A little too close to the rivers, floods when it rains a lot. The Nag Bag. I think there's like a mean-looking horse on the sign with like a muzzle around its snout? Nose. What's wrong with snout, anyway? And as we zoom in, we can see before of us, seated around a table with an older Varisian man. He's wearing dark black leathers and probably has like a black bandana around his neck. Dark tan skin and short brown hair, like chopped very close to the base. And for the viewers, what do the rest of you look like as I try to find some new music?
Rungo's just steaded in this breastplate armor, wearing a lot of almost not camouflage, but like a sepia colors. Not so much dressed in any kind of formal clothing, but is everything's very very practical. A lot more function over form in that regard. Kind of has a lot of smaller pockets and a lot of things like a potion or two, kind of just hanging off his belt. And I would say is probably, I would hope, or I would just anticipate for him to be probably the least clean of all of them.
Okay.
Vandrin, I think, probably is sitting with his back to the wall so he can like watch everything. You can see sort of bits of his armor and equipment sticking out, but I think he's mostly kind of wrapped up in a cloak. The hood is off, though, so you can see that he has taken his dark hair and dyed parts of it bright pink for some as yet undisclosed reason. But yeah, kind of just sort of watching everything shiftily. Does not have the same purple tinted eyes as his sister, I don't think.
So
Okay, just asking.
I don't know how genealogy works here.
What does Trinia look like? Because I'm just going to say that Sarah looks similar after that. So
Okay, well, fine. Trinia looks like the coolest kid you want to be friends with. She has this short blonde hair that's looks like almost perfectly haphazard, and like it's just got like this effortless cool going on. She attracts attention just by force of character and not necessarily physical stature or anything immediate that makes her stand out. She's wearing this mithril shirt and just regular, like a leather vest, pants. She's got an ocarina on her. She's got a bunch of belts and pouches and stuff. And she looks like somebody who, despite being pretty small and thin, can definitely hold her own. And I think she's one of the older people at the table, at being all of 18 years old. But I think she definitely kind of sees herself as as she definitely plays. She speaks up whether or not she's asked to. I would say it's just who she's always been. She's a bard. What are you gonna do?
And then there's Sarah, who is samesies. Just kidding. She is a medium height, probably medium build, though with some growing muscle. Young woman with blonde hair and brown eyes, and a pale complexion that's starting to get a little darker due to some workout under the sun. She's trying to grow her hair out a little longer, and has enough to pull it back into like a teeny tiny ponytail, which she it ties back. She is wearing armor, an armored coat, and has at her side a very nice basket-hilted rapier. And the only thing that would betray her scullery-made origins is the way that she is with a rag polishing her very, very nice buckler in her lap as she's sitting there. A nervous habit that goes back to her time in the kitchen.
A waitress comes by and just with a pitcher of beer and silently like refills your drinks. You know her, Vanessa. She's kind of like watching over all of you, like, I don't know, but you know that she's keeping a close eye. The Varisian man, Voris, speaks. It's a real shame what I heard about them adventurers out there. When I heard that you were looking for help to find them, I came right to you.
We've sort of become do-gooders while out here, so we want to go help them if we can. And we heard you're the best person to take us there.
I mean, everyone knows about the Harse gang. You've made quite a name for yourself around these parts lately.
We've tried.
Well,
Not a super inventive name, but I guess a name.
Hey, not everyone gets to choose what names they got.
It's true.
Well, I reckon that to be true. From y'all find that to be the case. So, it's sorry. I'm just trying to enjoy the dialect. Y'all will let me know if I'm capturing what you're.
Keep going, buddy.
It's spot on.
Doing phenomenal, Sarah.
It's tricky, but I think I am beginning to get the hang of it, and as in all things.
Yeah, I've tell you one thing. If there's one thing I've been surprised is what these city kids been able to do lately.
This is very true. I'm become quite a hand with the blade, as well as I know my way around the saddle. Though that does sound like a euphemism, and how embarrassing.
Listen, she can kind of go on. Now, you were saying that you would be able to help us lead us to
Right.
perhaps
Well,
getting into this.
last I heard, the adventurers were last seen heading southeast into the hills. Once I get out there and pick up their trail, I'm sure we can find them. But it's good to hear that you've got some riding experience, because it'll be quite a ride.
Well, what time of day is it, Chris?
It's evening.
Evening, okay. So I imagine, or reckon as it were, that we should be heading out in the morning.
As long as you got my payment, 50 now, 50 later.
Absolutely. Now, hand him the first 50.
Gold, that is.
Right.
Yeah, that's quite a sum.
I was like, do
For
we
Sarah
have
to watch leave, but I like as seeing it leave the possession of the party. She looks at it longingly, but so is the scale of these things, I imagine.
My experience don't come cheap. But
Well, let's hope these adventurers found something good up there, right?
as long as I didn't find something bad.
I imagine it's a little bit of both.
That
Do
tends to be
we-
the case.
Do you know what exactly they went chasing?
Old caves, something about a Shawanti ruin. I never met them myself. It's just what I've heard from folks around town.
But like,
hidden treasure.
Ain't that always the thing?
Yeah.
Do
Tell
you,
people
like,
over
know
and
any-
over again, you gotta leave the Shawanti homes alone. They take that stuff a lot more seriously than you and I do. It happens all the time.
I'm not sure about all that, but I can guarantee you I can find them tracks.
All right.
great. Have you heard any like stories or legends of stuff up there? You know, like we should be on the lookout for.
I mean, there's always talk of things moving through the hills at night. And talk about the hills maybe having the eyes of their own, but I wouldn't take any stock into that.
Cool.
I mean,
Hills with eyes. Sounds like the city.
it sounds terrifying, to be honest. But
I mean, there's plenty of monsters out there, but that's not what you're asking me about.
Oh no, we got Sarah for the monsters.
well, I mean, I've seen my share of monsters within the city walls. I'm hoping the ones beyond would be more suitable to be dealt with in a direct way, she says, with a loving pat on the pommel of her rapier.
Trinia pats her shoulder and says, well, at least these monsters we can slay.
Well, that is the idea, isn't it? She says with a kind of a smirk, but you can see that she's not really believing it in her eyes, but she's trying to play the part.
Well, if we have to be in the woods all day, let's at least enjoy what modicum of civilization we can tonight. And kind of like holds up a hand, like, can we get another beer, please?
Sure. And Vanessa comes on by and, y'all doing all right around here?
I'll have another modicum. I'm really enjoying the one you provided before.
Okay, miss. Your cup's
that too,
the
please.
smallest of
2
all.
modicums.
Just, pours you back up. There's not a lot of choice here at the Nag Bag. I'll be taking mine to go. Voris says, I'd like to get me some rest before we head out in the morning. Dawn, all right with you?
Absolutely.
We
You
ride
need a
at
first light?
dawn.
All right.
Okay.
Reminds me of being back at the castle. The queen was quite demanding, and she often had meals. Never mind. I
Kinda
talk too much.
gives you a look.
Queen was the name of the my old mistress. She liked to put on airs. Yes, that is it. In the boarding house in which I lived.
Can you roll a bluff?
Can I? I don't think it's necessary with that role playing. But if I must, I must.
Oh, damn, I just saw my bluff score.
Don't forget, your bluff and intimidate are powered by your comedy skills.
Yeah.
I was about to roll that in the chat, as I tend to do.
Well, I have the same modifier for comedy and bluff and intimidate. And
Exactly.
It is
I rolled
many.
17, Chris.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Where is my skills? Oh.
Oh, damn. Man, Trini is the anti-Simran.
He shrugs, finishes his drink.
Weird
and moves
people do
on.
weird things. Moving on.
Right. Well, he goes to like tip a hat that's not there. Just kind of like shakes his shoulders out. I'll be seeing you all in the morning then. And pats the side of his hip where he's attached that bag of gold.
As he walks away, Sarah looks around like kind of sheepishly and apologetically. I'm sorry, I just forget. I've been only around people who know all my secrets for so long that it's just I'm out of the habit. And actually, I've never even had the habit of, lying to folks.
It's okay.
Well, you should have just talked a little bit longer, and I could have gotten some of that gold back.
That's not it. He's worth every copper.
I'm kidding.
It is hard to watch that much gold walk away.
And to be fair, I do think if things came down to it and I gave away our secret, I'm sure they'd come and take Trinia before me. Oh, I'm just kidding. That's just another joke.
We would not let that happen, obviously.
No, of course not. No.
All right, everyone. Let's calm down.
I'm perfectly calm. I'm calmer than you.
All
Breathe.
right. All right.
Everybody
let's just
breathe.
Let's take a drink. Relax, enjoy it, and then tomorrow in the morning we'll get this started. But like Vandren said, let's just enjoy the evening.
Yeah. Hey, besides, maybe he'll get eaten by like a bear or something, and then we can get the gold back.
I wouldn't let that happen. He seems like a perfectly fine fellow.
Yeah.
Listen, if it can happen to him, it can happen to us. Keep your wits
Right.
about you. Don't be focused on little things like that. Keep an eye on
The
each other.
gold isn't what matters here.
No.
To not getting eaten by bears.
Not to be.
Hey, I can
Already
cheers
eaten
to
by
that.
But like wolves, is that off the table too? Can we just?
Oh no, wolves, way better. Way better.
They'll do it quicker than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tactics.
Like, yes, okay. So what do we know about these Craghawks? They seem like a band of brigands or a brig of bandits. I don't actually know.
They're up to no good no matter what you call them.
Well, do you think it's related to these missing adventurers?
But if they could dispatch adventurers, then what are we going to do?
Dispatch
Be less
them?
stupid? Yeah.
That's, again, I'll leave that to you.
DM, do we need to roll something to know how much we know about the Craghawk?
You've been engaging in encounters with them for the last several weeks.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll knowledge local if you got it.
Cool. I have that.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear that Sarah's pretty much a local at this point, but for some reason you didn't put knowledge in the local on her character sheet. That's clearly a mistake, but
all her life spent inside the castle doesn't really let her. She never really wandered the city, got to know it.
I know. Such a simple life.
Trinia?
That's an 18 for Trinia. I should have just taken 10.
You could always do that, but don't forget, once per day, you can use your lore master ability and take 20 on any knowledge check.
I know. I'm holding on to that one.
It's a good one.
My first roll as Vandren was a natural one. But fortunately, it was a skill check. So it doesn't matter.
So, Trinia, you know that the Craghawks weren't terribly active before you arrived, and it seems mostly coincidental that they started harassing merchants and caravans passing through Harse, heading north to Kaer Maga, or Yanderhof, a dwarven city. But as time has gone on, you've never really seen any leadership. And it almost feels like some of the skirmishes in the last few weeks have felt personal. Like they're testing your strength.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is it too big of a coincidence that they've been doing this out there just as we've been getting better and more well known? I don't know. I'm not really one to believe in conspiracy theories, but half of us are here because of conspiracy theories. So I'm starting to reevaluate my skepticism.
It's more of an established group fear of losing power, or maybe being challenged. Doesn't the status quo changing around these parts isn't taken as well.
Look, we've hit them enough times that they're scared of us. Now we just have to find the head of this snake and cut it off.
Chris,
Yes.
did we band together in response to them?
For sure that you maybe stumbled upon like a highway robbery happening and decided to step in. I think it's probably hard to. I mean, obviously you struck first, but
Yeah.
you know, if they're robbing people, maybe they're asking to be struck. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I'm not an
it wasn't that
ethicist.
we were like already an adventuring gang and then we ran across them once we were already kind of established.
I think that's a part of why you've become established, is fighting off the Craghawks, defending the people of the area.
We really gotta get a better name. Like, Craghawks is a cool name. Like,
yeah. I wonder how they got it.
You don't get to
For
choose
a band
your
of
own name.
roving, for lack of a better word, bandits who don't really seem to have much organization. They sure did get a cool name real fast.
I feel like we've been dealing with the dregs. I'm concerned that as we get closer to their nest, they're more experienced and maybe more dangerous members will appear. And then
I'm definitely dealing with the dregs. Are we gonna have another drink or what?
well,
to have a liver of a 16-year-old.
but dawn will be coming sooner than you'd like, and
He won't even have a hangover.
I'll have to kick you. Oh, sorry, too soon. It's like, oh. But I think we should retire sooner than later. It's going to be a long day.
Got a good
of
head on
riding
there.
horses and outdoors.
Is everyone ready for a long day of riding?
Well, whether you are or not, it's gonna happen. Let's
Sleep
all get
might
a
help.
rest. Yeah.
Then she puts her glass down. It's half with a half finished beer, and says, "I bid you good night. Are we sharing a couple rooms or?"
The Blackbird Ranch isn't far from here. You've all got
Okay, so we're just gonna.
your beds.
All right, we're not on the adventure yet. Of course, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll make my way back to my cozy room.
You're not going alone. Trinia
Bro.
chugs the rest of her drink, and if Vandern and Rungo look like they're not leaving, she'll go with Sarah.
Oh no, I think we're all leaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't want to break up the party. Now I feel responsible.
Drinks the rest of Sarah's drink.
There you
Runs
go.
out the door after.
Oh, good.
Okay, so before you head back to Blackbird Ranch and get ready, we see a montage of sorts. A montage of the four of you meeting up with Voris in the morning and on your horses heading off to the southeast. It takes a few days to get into the general region where the adventurers said that they were going, or so you heard. Should we do ride checks to see how well people fare in this montage?
Yes.
Do we have to?
Yes. It's there is no check necessary for just like casually riding. Once you're mounted and ready to go, you're good. However, let's say that there's some like rocky land and you are rocky, up half, and you need to stay in the saddle. Well, simple DC of 5.
Can we take 10 on this?
No.
DC 5?
Trinia will. I can't tell how many people I can inspire competence at one time.
Maybe just one.
Who's got a terrible ride? Let's see. Trinia's like just on her horse, like singing, play the ocarina because the horses like it, and somebody can get +3. Wait, no, someone can get a +3 at.
I might need that.
Ride.
It's okay. I have a +6 ride, and I got a 13 altogether, so I'm pretty. I've taken to this life, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 10.
I have 16.
Well, pass.
Didn't Chris say the DC is 5?
Yeah, pretty low. So we see everyone like doing kind of well. Maybe Vandrin's like going up and down like a little too much. in pain.
Engage your core.
But yeah, we see like a few days and nights passing. Maybe like by the bonfire, a night Vorus is kind of like off by himself, his horse tied to a different tree than everybody else's. But on the morning of the 3rd day, in the month of Rova, it is Wheel Day, the 15th of Rova, which is, I think, the last day that we experienced in A Cage Sustained.
The endless wheel day.
The endless wheel day.
Yeah. Oh, this wheel day. Yeah.
Oh dear.
So on the morning of Wheel Day, Vorus leads you all to this pass into a gorge. It seems like. He's been following tracks for the last day or so. Is anyone? I know someone's trained in survival. Rungo, do you want to go ahead and give us a survival roll?
Yeah. Give me one moment.
We're in your favorite terrain,
Yeah,
naturally.
I figured, yeah.
I can assist if that helps, because I'm trained as well.
Sure.
That's a DC 20. I mean a DC 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a better than average chance of helping. I rolled an 11.
There you go.
All
Plus
right.
2, Rungo.
Excellent. So let me add 2 to that. Am I tracking as well, or am I just...
Yeah, you're tracking.
Okay, then I'll add the +3 as well to that.
Nice.
31.
Let me see what this guy got.
I was gonna say, why are we paying this guy?
Yeah.
Ooh, I just realized I have 19 bardic performances.
Mm-hmm.
That's 19 rounds.
19 rounds.
yeah.
So
Rungo, this guy has no idea what he's doing.
oh,
Actually, no idea. Okay.
Yes.
Can I roll a sense motive?
Sure.
Like, so clearly, like his abilities are, but is he scamming us? Like, and that kind of thing. Like, is he just like really just guessing? Let me.
Is he bad, or is he doing a bad job on purpose for
Right.
nefarious
That's a
purpose?
22 on that sense motive.
22. He knows enough to make his way through the wilderness. He knows how to camp and start a fire and handle his horse. But there are several points where, like, he was probably leading you into like a patch of thistles or across like some owlbear tracks, where you had to like step in and be like, "Hey, no, we should go around this if we're trying to avoid these kinds of things." Oh, yeah. Of course, I was just testing you to see if that's how. Blah, blah, blah. And for the most part, he seems well-intentioned. He wants to find these adventurers.
Right, and he has more information than we do, so that's really ultimately what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants 100 gold.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you let us know if you decide to share that insight?
I know
Over
what
the
Vandred
course of-
will do.
Over the course of like the 2-3 days,
Yeah.
Rungo, did
It's
you?
up to you.
I'd say maybe like on the night of like the second day, if it was that egregious.
Like last night.
Right. And then and it would mostly be like, hey, I'm not entirely confident in his tracking skills. I do trust his information, but if anything happens, just focus on yourselves. Like focus on each other, keep each other safe. Don't. I'll deal with him if we need to.
It's a waste of fucking money.
Indeed, I wonder if we should renegotiate our terms. It seems outrageous to pay him for nothing. And
I mean, if he
We're
wants
paying
to
him
find
for
these
information.
adventurers so bad, maybe it means they are onto something good. Huh? Maybe it'll be
That's
worth
true.
it.
Right.
agreed, but I don't like being taken advantage of.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I don't know if it's just incompetence or something deliberate. Like, he's here. He could have just taken the money and not shown up.
Right. He could have just told us where he was and sent us on our way.
He's
Let's
here
give him the benefit of
trying.
the doubt.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
also not as familiar with these places as I am. So
yeah, we'll
just
see what happens.
just keep an eye on. That's all I'm saying. Keep an eye on.
For sure.
Always.
Don't do anything. And I look specifically at Vandrin.
Who, me?
I don't say anything. I just give him a look like, hey, I remember why all of you were here.
Troubled teens.
Yeah. Well, only one of them was assaulting some other people.
It's a long story, okay?
Well, we have 3 days. I'd love to hear it.
No.
He was young, dumb, and broke.
Unlike
So
now.
there was this alligator.
Trini and I.
So
That's the
before-
alligator that hurt itself, right?
Last chance. Do we anything else before we come to the gorge on that wheel day in Rova? Okay.
Well, I was wondering, could I roll like a knowledge nature to maybe try and anticipate based on where we're going, where he's actually taking us? Since you didn't like specifically tell us, he's just kind of leading us there. What kind of, I guess like animals, beasts we're more likely to encounter as he takes us deeper north. What was it? Moderately north.
We're going southeast from Harse, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. We went
Southeast.
north
Harse
from
is
Corvosa.
several days north of
and then
Corvosa.
south.
Is this back in the direction of Corvosa by chance?
Not terribly.
Okay.
Like I think it's just a straight shot north, honestly, like along one of the rivers. So this is definitely off the beaten path.
Cool.
I think this would be closer to knowledge geography.
Okay. 8.
8. It looks rocky ahead.
Okay. All right, prepare for earth elementals, everyone.
Or falling rocks.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Watch. What's the name of it? Watch for rolling rocks. I don't know.
Rolling rocks. So, as we enter into the gorge, the horses go like kind of trotting slowly. Everything is quiet. There's not even any birds chirping.
Ooh.
And after you enter into the gorge properly, there's a sound from behind of bowstrings snapping. Turning around and looking up, you can see several craghawks with long bows poled at the top of a ridge. 4 of them, 2 on either side of the small pass that you just walked through. And the sound of more filtering out from the woods behind you where you just came through. And Voris is there on his horse, and he starts to laugh. You stupid kids. Doesn't even have an accent anymore. You fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And now, we Crackhawks are going to get rid of this thorn that has been in our side for far too long. You messed with the wrong brigands. And as the leader of the Craghawks, I can't abide and having some stupid kids getting into our business. So, if you'll just kindly stand in place as my people shoot you down, we can roll initiative and get this over with.
Sure, buddy.
Okay.
What is my initiative?
Yeah, what is my initiative?
Ooh. I rolled an 11.
Ooh, natural 20.
Okay.
All right.
Dirty
something.
20.
15. So, not bad.
Voris got an 8. So, not good. We've got Rungo up top, followed by Sarah. Oh, no, followed by Trinia. I'm looking at the wrong. We've got our other characters' names on here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me actually write down what the numbers are. It's so much harder when I'm not using the tracker.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that. Should we next time
I'll
use
just keep it on
Okay.
paper. It's a one shot. It's just for shits and giggles. What am I doing? I'm writing things down. I'm looking at
Right,
numbers.
the orders, yeah. How many people do we see?
You see 4 up top for now. Oh,
Okay.
and then probably 4 more coming in from down below with longswords drawn. So Trinia at 20, followed by Sarah at 15. I've got Brigands A up top, will be 14. Brigands. My favorite. Brigands B are at 12. Vandrins at 11. And Voris is at an 8. Great. Okay, Rungo. There are 4 brigands up top with bows. 4 more brigands with longswords. Voris is standing there. On the other side of you, the gorge continues off to the east. But it's clear that if you start running, 2 of the brigands with longbows will be able to follow you from up top.
Right.
And you don't know where this gorge goes per se.
Okay. So I will position myself to be in front of everyone else, of my allies.
And we're on horses, by the way.
Right. As I move there, I'm pulling out the composite longbow, and I will take 2 shots at Voris.
Okay. I think your horse is probably the only one that's combat trained.
Right.
I would say so. Make a ride check first. That'll be DC 10.
Yeah.
For everyone else, it's going to be probably closer to DC 20 to fight while riding.
Great, that's a natural 20, so I'm fine.
Nice.
And then I will shoot my first arrow at him. Is that a 17?
17 is a... well, people are flat-footed before they haven't acted in combat. Okay, that's a hit.
Excellent.
It just gets him in the shoulder. Ugh.
I'm just going to roll a second to hit, just see if it does.
Go for it.
Man, that's a crit, so I'm just roll to confirm.
Critical threat.
Does not confirm.
Nice.
Oh, phew.
So that's
All
fine.
right.
Okay, so let me roll damage on both of them. Do I also get damage on favored enemies?
I'm not sure. I do know that the Craghawk, the brigands, they all have these. What makes them Craghawks? They have these hoods with black feathers on their shoulders and around their head. and like their mantles kind of come out over their shoulders like wings a bit.
Oh, that's actually.
I hate it, but also think it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Weapon attack and damage rolls. Yes. Okay, so I do.
Okay.
Okay, so that means it's a.
You've been fighting these brigands. You know how to fight them. They're one of your favorite enemies.
So that's 11 on the first attack and 5 on the second one.
For a total of 16.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the 2 arrows just slice through his like the side of his left arm. And grabs it. Curse you!
And
Trinia.
sorry.
Ooh.
No, actually, that's it.
Okay, Trinia.
All right. So, is Vandrin within touching distance?
Probably.
Okay. So, first, as her move action, Trinia starts basically telling her friends and her allies, like, we got this. Like, these guys aren't nothing. We're gonna definitely take them down. Like, let's stay together, do what we practice. We've got this. And is going to inspire courage in her allies. And that means everybody gets a +1 morale bonus on saving throws against charm and fear effects, and a +2. It's +2 to saving throws, and then +2 competence bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls.
Damn.
Yeah, it's nice.
+2.
+2, so it's for everybody. And then, and that's my move action. And then as my main action, I will reach my hand out and smack Vandrin in the middle of the back and say, "Go get him!" and cast Cat's Grace on him.
Ooh.
Very
Which
nice.
gives him a +4 enhancement bonus to Dex.
Okay, we're not. The horse is not in motion, so I won't make you roll a concentration check to cast that spell.
Yeah, I used my movement. That's why I had to ask where he was.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
cool.
so I have +4 to my dexterity. Awesome.
That brings us to Sarah.
Who's the closest person to Sarah who is on horseback right now?
Maybe the 4 of you are kind of. Well, Rungo moved. So Trinia. Let's say Trinia's in between Vandrin and Sarah, and Rungo's in front.
But who's close? Sorry, in terms of enemies.
There are the 4 up top with longbows.
Yeah.
And Voris would be the closest.
So Voris is still closest. Okay,
Right,
I'm going
right.
to do a fast dismount, but I'm going to be using my Daring Do deed to get to add a +d6 to this ride roll.
Amateur swashbuckle.
Yes. So I'm going to do the roll first because I haven't actually tried to do rolls plus rolls. Like a 1d. If I do a roll 20, 1d20 plus 1d6, will it do that? Okay.
Yep.
And it's funny, I hadn't tried that. Plus ride +6. So I think it's a
That's why
15.
I like roll 20. Makes it a lot easier.
Got an 18, so I am able to dismount. So I do kind of like a back flip off the I kick out my legs from the stirrup, grab the horn of and just kind of do like a one-handed handspring over the horse and go running at
Right.
go
But
running
you-
at him,
you still
drawing
use your move
my rapier and my buckler's already attached, and I'm going to close. And can I get to him in 30 feet? Within
Well, no, because in order to fast mount, the DC is 20.
Oh, I thought it was a 15 to do the fast mount. Oh, yeah, okay. So then
So you dismount, so you still dismount, but you use your move action to do so.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a 15. Sorry, I was looking at the soft fall, which was if you fall. Right, you're right. Okay, so I take my move, and then I can draw my weapon. I'll do a second move and close the distance. I'm hoping that the archers will be less likely to fire if they might hit their boss.
Okay, cool. Speaking of archers, it is their turn. You're not wrong. I'm gonna send a couple of these. Let's start with the 2 on the left. The gorge itself goes off to the right, so these 2 would be left behind if you ran deeper down the gorge. Just throwing that out there. I have like 4 different stat blocks pulled up. Okay. Rungo, 2 of these are coming at you. That's a 20 on the first one.
Yeah, I
Dirty
think that's
20.
gonna hit. No, actually, that doesn't
Second one.
hit.
Damn, seriously?
Whoa!
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
So it hits your armor.
Correct.
Damn, Pathfinder.
What is your arm?
Also, favorite enemy humans. It gives it even 2 higher, but it didn't hit even before that.
And you have favorite enemy defense, I think, as
As
one
well.
of your feats.
That's
well.
also if I decide to attack defensively, that goes up by 2.
Got it. Okay. Cool. So
Holy
they both
heck.
miss. One of them probably just like bounces off your armor. You bring up an arm real quick just to block it, and the second one straight into the ground. Sweet. I've got 2 more arrows. Might as well send them your direction, Rungo. You're shooting at their boss. 22.
Still does not hit.
Fucking shit. 15.
Does
okay.
not hit. Mm-mm.
Cool. I've got some brigands moving in from behind, from below. They're gonna spend 2 move actions moving in with long swords in both of their hands, kind of coming in. At that point, though, there's a taller, broader-shouldered figure in that same dark cloak with the feathers and the mantle, slowly, like, walking out of the copse of trees. I imagine these, like, really dry, small, stunted trees that you had to, like, move through to get to the gorge. And they're just walking slowly behind the rest of the brigands. Vandrin.
Okay, so this guy who totally screwed us and took our money still hasn't gone yet. So I'm gonna. Is Sarah in melee with him or not?
She's moved up to the foot of his horse.
So is she in melee with him or not?
I mean,
Yes,
I'm threatening,
yes.
right?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
technically
exactly.
he would get like a higher ground bonus, but they're still in melee.
My question is, will I have a penalty to try and hit him by firing into a melee?
Yes.
Ugh.
Remember,
All right.
+2 bonus on attack
I'm
and
aware of
damage.
that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
You got this!
Okay, I think I'm going to use my move action to dismount from my horse.
Okay.
And kind of drop and draw my short bow
Okay.
as I do that, and kind of like duck down behind the horse, hoping that maybe he doesn't see me, and just try and fire like right at his throat.
Nice.
Obviously not actual called shot, just for flavor.
Got it.
The penalty for firing into melee, sorry, I took this feat a while ago, so I don't remember. It's -4.
But -2 if you factor in that cat's grace.
All right, Cat's Grace will help you with that.
Yeah, so it's currently have a +4 to my attacks above my normal thing, so it's just normal.
Okay.
25.
Nice.
That'll hit.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's still flat-footed because y'all moved
Yes, which means I get some sweet sneak attack.
Yeah.
And whatever the sneak attack allows as well.
It's normal.
Okay.
I don't have any bonuses, like any of the extra stuff to it. However, I get some extra damage. I get actually even more extra damage because Cat's Grace. 16 points of damage.
Okay.
Very nice.
Dang.
Very
Nice.
good. So it cuts his neck and like blood starts to gush forth. Well, fucking shit. Fuck. So he's gonna make a ride check, I guess.
Which provokes from Sarah, I believe, because he's moving out of their melee
If he's
range.
moving.
12. So he's able to move his horse normally. His horse is also combat trained. So yeah, he's gonna like get the horse to start backing up. So like moving backwards, probably a good 15 feet. Sarah, you can take your provoke if you like.
I would like to. Thank you. That sounds great. I rolled a 13. No, sorry, I forgot to add my +2. It's a 15. Probably still
That does not hit. It's 15.
Does it hit
Yeah,
the
it'll-
horse?
Sorry, what?
Still
I'm not gonna
flat-footed?
hurt that nice horsey.
No, because he's acting now.
monster.
Oh, he's acting. Okay.
Right, so it hits his armor, but he just like completely shrugs it off. Moves back 10 feet, and as he does on his horse, he pulls out this. He starts pulling out this spiked chain that you hadn't seen in his equipment before, and spins it around, going straight to you, Sarah.
Okay.
From 10 feet away, this thing's got reach.
Yeah, sure.
Natural 20!
Oh no.
Okay, try to confirm. Haha.
Yeah.
Just double checking. I don't have any crit stuff. Okay, cool.
Plus 12.
The 24 to confirm.
I'm gonna ask you to. I'm gonna use my Defiant Luck
Ooh.
feat.
Ooh.
Once per day, when a critical hit is confirmed against you, you can either re-roll that saving, or I can force the creature that confirmed the critical hit to re-roll the critical confirmation.
All right. Very nice.
He's got
23.
Oh.
You're okay.
Oh.
Worth a shot.
he's got a plus 12 bonus.
So it looks like it's about to miss you, Sarah. And then it hits. This is a piercing weapon?
I think it is, right?
Yeah, we'll call it that. Muscle Piercer. Your next attack using a melee weapon deals 1d4 less damage.
Okay.
In addition to critting.
Should never have left that
Less.
kitchen.
8. 44 plus 8. Almost 1 point from max damage,
Oh
23
my
points of
God.
damage.
Okay.
Your next melee attack, also don't forget, is going to deal 1 point of damage less.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because your muscles have been affected.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. Round 2. Rungo. Sarah
Trying to
just
find my hit points on this thing.
Yeah, a good, like
good shot.
blood's pooling out of her armored coat.
Okay. I will move the horse in front of Sarah then, to provide Sarah cover from pretty much everyone.
Okay.
So that's just a ride check.
So she's only 10 feet away from Vorus, so you're moving into
Yeah.
attack of opportunity range.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
You're like, okay, whatever. I don't care.
I don't. I'm trying to protect Sarah. Sarah's gonna fucking
16. 16.
die. No, that's not it. And it's a
Okay,
20
great.
on the ride check, so I'm able to get there, no problem.
Nice.
And then just take
I got
2 more
horses.
shots.
You're in melee with him, and you're shooting.
Okay,
Do I
then,
have?
well, am I? Oh, because I am putting myself in front of her. So yeah.
Because you're
so in that
5
case,
feet away now.
So
But
in
he
that
doesn't
case-
have. He doesn't have. He's not taking another attack of opportunity.
Right. Do I take a penalty? Well, no, he's not in melee with anyone, so there's no penalty.
Right. Exactly.
So no, I'll just take 2 shots at him, point blank range. First one, 27 hits,
27. That hits.
and then the second one is 11. So
That does not.
damage,
I'm jealous of these characters' bonuses.
5 points of damage,
Okay.
and
Just another slice with the arrow.
yeah. Sorry, I was gonna do something, but I'd rather wait.
You sure? Okay.
Yes.
Trinia.
All right, as a free action, she's going to continue to encourage her friends to keep going. They got this. And so that is another round of bardic performance. So the bonus is roll.
Mhm.
And then as her move action, can she go? So if go on the back of where Sarah is and try to get to her
On the horse?
on the horse. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll roll a ride check. All right.
Yeah, the horses are deaf spooked.
Mm-hmm. Well, if she needs to talk to her horse, she will, but she's busy right now. It's a 15.
15. Control mount in battle is a DC 20.
Oh, dang.
And that's for one of the horses that are mounts that are not trained in combat, for combat riding. If you fail the ride check, you can do nothing else that round.
Okay.
Oh,
I
well, yeah.
tried, Sarah. I tried.
So you start to move your horse towards Sarah, and what's your horse's name?
Angel?
Angel just like.
She's beautiful. She's known for her looks, not her spirit.
She's definitely been spooked before. Okay, Sarah. You're pretty wounded. Rungo's just moved his horse in front of you.
But, so I think this is probably the worst I've ever been hurt. Like, this is like, I think I like look at this like seeping wound as he, whips around the chain again. And I kind of just go on autopilot and stumble forward with a kind of uncharacteristic war cry, which sounds like a warbling kind of shriek. But I run past, I close the distance and stab up at this villain.
Okay.
Roll so it's still a +2, right?
Yes, from
It's actually, I keep on forgetting to add it. The 21 to hit?
That hits.
Okay.
With the
I'm going to take 1 less damage this round, which comes out to just a straight 1d6. So I do 3 damage.
+2 from...
+2, 5 damage. Yes, I've got to get used to having this bard doing what bards do. 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, he looks very bloodied at this point. As your needle-thin blade just slides up into his side, like through his armor and into his guts. Jesus.
You're a couple inches into lower abdomen area.
Right. So I'm gonna shoot some more arrows from up top. I'm gonna give myself higher ground also, which is just a +2 circumstance.
Oh, +1.
Why?
You should treat yourself, Chris.
+1.
Yes, +1.
I've never really worked with
give
the
it to
higher
me,
ground. +2's always about, yeah.
I had Mark's Magus in my evil campaign would literally just use fly to get 5 feet above every single enemy to get that +1.
Oh wow.
Hey,
Jesus.
human maxers.
It happens. Okay, +1 with these. I'm gonna send Rungo's on the horse, so he's more easily visible. So 2 of them are gonna go to him. Pew pew, like straight up misses. I think the other 2 are gonna go to Sarah. 6 and 15, not gonna cut it. Meanwhile, 4 more brigands move in with long swords from behind. Sarah's up in front of Rungo now, so 2 of them are going to move in to try and attack her with the long sword. 19?
I think that's the number. Yeah. 19.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
The second one's a natural 1, but it's not a named character, so I'm not going to pull a crit fail. But I will roll some damage for that first strike.
If you must.
9 points of damage, max dam.
Oh, man.
The cloaked figure from behind. The other 2 with longswords are going to move around, actually, and go up to Rungo. Why not?
All right.
Natural 20.
All right.
Damn
We'll
it.
confirm that.
Holy crap.
Probably not going to confirm. Nope.
10, so not a confirm. The second one is a 16.
Nope.
So 4 points of damage to Rungo as one of the longswords manages to slash through his armor.
All right.
And as the cloaked figure from behind approaches, they begin moving their hands. And there's this slow chanting that comes out from them. You can see dark magic start to form. Vandrin.
My turn. I think I'm gonna kind of look up at Trinia in a do we run or? But I can see that Sarah's bleeding. Can I run up and kind of slide so I can get on the other side of this guy from Sarah?
There are 2 of them. You can try an acrobatics to avoid the attacks of opportunity.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do some cool flips and shit. 20.
I think that will do it. Is it CMD that it's going against?
Yeah.
If it is, That'll definitely do it.
Yeah, I think I kind of get up to them and just sort of like power slide on my knees and come back up on the other side. So I'm like flanking this guy with Sarah, and I'm gonna draw my dagger as I do that and try and
Okay, cool.
stab him in the back.
Nice.
19?
That'll hit.
Nice. That's a sneak attack.
It is.
Oh, very nice.
That's
Nice
not a potential
flanking.
crit with daggers, is it?
Oh, it wasn't 19 on the dice. It was a total of 19.
Durr.
I wish. Hold on. This is a little more difficult because they're not all the same die type. I hope I'm doing this right.
Yeah, I had the same, consternation of like, I might have had to put nonsense.
You can
Did
type
I?
whatever you like, as long as you do it like mathematically, like proper math. I think it captures order of
Ooh.
operations.
Very bad. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage against this brigand. Bloodies it. There's a gout of blood that comes out. And he's looking terribly wounded from this.
This is the guy on the horse, right?
No, you were coming after one of the brigands that ran up to Sarah.
Oh, I was
it's
going
Sarah.
for the guy on the horse, but that's okay.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. This is also fine.
Yes.
Ah! Give him a little nice rib stick.
It is Vorus's turn. Another ride check to control his combat-trained mount. Natural 20, 29, so the horse continues to move back. So at this point, Vandrin and Sarah and Rungo, no, not Rungo, Vandrin and Sarah can take attacks of opportunity against Vorus on his horse, if you like.
Heck yeah.
He's pretty fucked up.
Let's hope to keep that party going. Oh, terrible roll. I rolled an 11.
26?
That'll hit.
Ooh, yeah.
Not sneak attack, I'm afraid.
Nope.
But not terrible either. 5 points of damage.
5. I'll take it.
Did you add your +2?
I did.
Oh.
Oh! No, I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's all
7.
it decks. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. So at this, he slumps in the saddle, and he's holding
Nice.
these wounds that have appeared in his sides.
Is he still conscious?
Yes, he is. No healing.
Can I carry the knife through and just cut the purse strings?
No.
Damn it.
Still his move, right?
It is still his move. He's moving back. The horse can move back further, so he's going to go back probably 30 feet, drink a potion, and he disappears. The horse is still there. Round 3, Rungo. You've got 4 brigands with long swords surrounding you, Sarah, and Vandrin. Trini is behind you dealing with her horse, and you've got 4 brigands up top. Ahead, there's some priest that's chanting, and Vorus has just disappeared.
And the priest is currently in the middle of this chanting.
Yes.
Man, all right. I can't guarantee a hit on Vorus, so I'm gonna shoot that priest.
Okay. You do not get your favorite enemy bonus.
Oh, he's not human. Okay, so instead of a 30, that's a 26.
26 will still hit.
Okay. I will go ahead and do the second attack against him as well. And then I will 15.
Nope.
Okay, so
I hate to be this person, but does that attack provoke attacks opportunities from the dudes with the long swords who are right next to him?
Yes, it would.
Oh no.
Sorry.
No,
That's
no worries.
fine.
He's rocking a 20 whatever
Yeah,
Brazilian AC.
and they're rolling +3s.
Yeah, I wasn't super worried about it. I just wanted to be fair.
And you said I get a
Yeah.
+2 to damage because of the bard in
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So 1 hit, and that's a total of 6 damage. Wait, nope.
6.
8 damage.
8 damage. No, I'm sorry. I don't know why it wrote that. It did 2 instead of 6. It's supposed to be a total of 6. So it actually should be 10 total of 10 damage at the caster.
Okay, I'm gonna make a concentration check.
All right.
Caster level and ability score. Okay. Plus.
Probably like 9.
Watch it be way higher than that.
No, that's the thing with concentration checks. It's only 9
20.
20.
Okay, cool.
I think it's exactly what we needed.
It is.
Okay.
Yes, that was very close. So your arrows strike into the creature, and you can hear like something inhuman come from within its robed folds.
So that's my bolt action, and I can still have the horse move its movement speed depending on the ride check. So let me do the ride check, and I'm gonna try to actually just move. Man, I think I'm gonna have to drop my my longbow to and as I move, draw my longsword. Right. Okay, there it is. 15.
15 for the ride check. Yeah,
Right.
You've got a combat trained mount.
Right. Okay. So I'm able to move successfully. Am I able to get directly up to the caster's face with that move with the horse? I'm assuming a horse is like 50 movement.
Yes. Yeah, you are.
Okay. So as I'm moving, I will also drop the longbow and take out the sword.
Okay.
And then I still have a swift action, so I will make it holy as one of my blessings of the day.
Make it holy.
Make it holy.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, the sword
Glow.
suddenly glows with like bright greenish energy.
Awesome. Trinia.
Okay.
Fighting with your horse.
I'm fighting my horse. Is my horse? Would that be another ride check to get it to calm down? Or animal handling?
You probably need to do another ride check just to move it if that's what you want to do.
Okay. Because I'm still not within touching distance of Sarah because my horse is bouncing around. So I am still continuing to say very encouraging and uplifting things to my comrades because they're doing well, even if Angel's not behaving. She's having a tantrum. So as a free action, my performance continues. We're in round 3, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. My right check is not very good. Okay. Oop, that's not the right.
9.
Nope.
No, Angel's freaking out. She's so pretty. She does really well at well, she used to do really well at beauty competitions.
I know.
But no, so you're just struggling with her the whole time. Sarah.
I'm trying, Sarah. I'm trying.
She's freaking out, man.
You said Vorus moved back 30 feet?
Yep. Behind the priest, and now Rungo's moved up.
Okay, I'm gonna. So the priest is how far away?
A good 30 feet, but you've got 4 brigands with longswords around you.
Okay, I'll stick to. They've made their presence known. I shall oblige them. I'll attack the nearest brigand. Are there any the one that's if there's trying to maneuver for flanking or something? I'm going to get the one that's kind of coming behind. I imagine. If
Sure,
I can.
there's the one that Vandrin very much fucked up that you're
Well, then I
fighting
will
with.
very much try to finish that person off if I can.
Fuck them up some more.
14.
14 is a hit.
Okay. I'll take it. It's I'm not that good at this, but I make up for it with a certain. I don't know.
These brigands aren't great. They've got leather armor.
7 damage.
Describe your KO.
I'm kind of panicking and bleeding, and in my flailing, I smash him across the face with the basket hilt of the rapier. Not a clean cut, but it does the job as he drops.
Okay.
So I did that attack. Can I move into a more flanking position, or take a 5-foot step just to
Definitely.
move a little better? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. You start moving around. 4 more. The 4 brigands up top are going to start shooting down at you. Let's send 2 to Sarah. 19 and 8.
God damn it.
19 hits.
Okay.
Are they firing? They're firing into melee though, right?
They are actually. Do I have?
So that would be a. Oh yeah, unless they're trained for it. Which, if they're archers, they might.
They are. They are indeed. Point blank and precise. Okay, so that first one will hit for 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I've got 2 coming for Vandrin, who's down there. 14 and
both
8.
miss.
Okay, dodging.
Cape flourish.
I've got 3 more brigands down here with long swords. I think 2 of them will take a 5-foot step to surround Vandrin. So let's give them +2 to their attacks for flanking. Vandrin, natural 20!
Roll to confirm.
8. Not
Miss.
a confirmation. Still a hit. That second one is a miss. But you'll take 7 points of damage from that. And Sarah, the one that you are flanking, also misses you.
Okay.
At that point, the priest, whose that's dark energy has just been growing and building, begins to laugh in a similar manner as the way Vorus was laughing, but this laugh is inhuman, monstrous. And as the cloak falls back, reveals the monstrous visage of a gnoll. Furry and messy, stinky. The Mashtu will devour you all! As 2 owl bears appear to the left of Trinia.
Oh, fuck!
Oh shit.
A dark swarm of bats and birds arises from the west and blows in directly behind him, straight into your face, Rungo. I need all 4 of you to make will saves. This is a fear-based effect, FYI.
Oh,
How does that?
Plus
Yeah.
2 on saving throws, all
Yep.
of us.
Plus another one because
Oof.
I've got the bravery special ability. Yay, fighters.
Will save, you said?
22.
Yes.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
Okay.
Oh,
no.
Joe.
But surely.
13.
Oh boy.
13
Come on,
for
Sarah.
Trinia.
Come on.
18.
18. Rungo, you were the only one
Oh,
passed.
Motherfucker.
That's my
The
worst
rest
save.
of you are compelled to flee further into the gorge.
It's probably the safest place for me at this point.
Rungo, as they start to run off,
Maybe I didn't fail the save, just had common sense take over.
what do you do?
What do I do?
No, Rungo.
We're fleeing.
Would it be technically? Would I technically be next in initiative or something like that? Like, no. Okay.
Sure. Vandrin, then Vorus, but if like you see them begin to turn to flee, what's your
Can
intention?
we take no other actions on our turn?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're.
Do we have to deal with the tax of opportunity?
Probably.
Okay. I'm just curious if we're resolving any of that.
I guess I mean I would have to, very frustratingly, but I would have to just like I'd have to go back with them. So, horse full gallop, to go with them. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deeper into the gorge.
As the rest of you begin to flee, do you grab your mounts? What does that look like?
I don't
I'm still
think
on
so.
mine.
I think we out. Like it's a panic, right? We're like,
Yeah, I
start
don't think they have
running.
control over that.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! And Angel just bolts.
Trinia's gone down the gorge.
You're not sure if it's Trinia or if it's Angel. One of the two's running.
The rest of you are running, and Rungo chases after. After them! After them! Vorus shouts.
And I'll try to put like my sword away and see if I can grab one of them, or like both of them, like throw them on my horse or throw them on Trinia's horse, whatever you will allow.
Sure, I think you can grab both of them as you just kind of like pull them up. They're I'm sure y'all would be eager to like, yes, get me out of here.
Yeah, I'll boost Sarah up and then try and run and catch up with Trinia and like,
Hop on top.
yeah.
The pair of you are now galloping down the gorge as Vorus and the Knoll priest of Lamashtu are chasing after you. The Knoll has popped up onto the back of Vorus's horse as well, and there's more gallops coming from behind. Ooh, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. All right, you run down the gorge. At one point, being forced up on top of the cliffside, and it becomes this like harrowing chase with rocks like falling left and right, until in front of you all there's this narrow hole, and as they're coming,
as we're running. Can I take a thunderstone from my pouch in a place where it looks like maybe there's like some rocks?
Ooh.
Try and throw it to collapse the rocks behind us?
Yes.
So they can't follow us?
So Vandrin from the back of Trinia's horse just throws a thunderstone, and it causes this boom, boom, this small avalanche. Boulders come piling down, blocking the passage between you and them, but the aftershocks of the avalanche forces you all off of the edge of the cliff, falling into a narrow, dark hole. And that is where we'll take our break.
All right.
Right. So we have, 5 minutes to roll up new characters?
It's okay, y'all. I have a plan, but you'll find out after the break.
So dear viewers, thank you for gaming with us so far. We'll be back in 5 minutes after a short little rest. Welcome back. The party has fallen into darkness. But in the darkness, Trinia casts a spell. Please describe your spell.
Trinia, they're falling in the dark, and Trinia almost instinctively shouts out to her friends, "Slow down!" and casts Featherfall. And all 4 of her friends, plus both of their horses, slow down and start falling at a much more controlled pace. They're still falling, but it's not as frantic or terrifying.
Good, yeah. And a good minute later, there's some light appearing as we all softly hit the bottom of this cavern floor. It's dimly lit. There's glowing moss and lichen around this what kind of appears to be like a sunken crag, like the cavernous system that is formed underneath this gorge. And you all land softly, like feathers.
Shit! What was that?
Lamashtu, that's... You don't get a lot of that around here.
That was a Lamashtu?
That's what that knoll said. Said Lamashtu.
That was a knoll?
Yeah, they're vicious pieces. They look like hyenas.
Yeah, whatever they are. Hold on 1 second, and Trinia is going to rush over to Sarah, and she is going to go ahead and cast Cure Serious Wounds.
Okay.
Right.
Rungo's will also begin to cast a spell, and his eyes will kind of turn like a brightish green before settling back into normal as he casts a Dead Eyes lore. To just kind of take a look around and try to figure out where they are and what direction they ended up in, just kind of orient themselves.
Okay.
Survival, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you can roll survival.
And I'm no longer my favorite terrain, or am I?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Sarah got 25 hit points back.
Great.
Nice. And I rolled a 21 for survival.
You don't see... It doesn't seem like this cavern is inhabited by any creatures or has seen any life in some time. But you start to note that as this portion of the tunnel moves forward, you can see what looks like structures, beams holding up the walls of some of these this space. There might be more beyond.
Okay.
Vandrin is gonna reach into his pack and pull out a sun rod and strike it against the ground so that it lights up.
And indeed, all of you, because none of you have dark vision, see beyond that the tunnel curves and twists, but it does look. You can start seeing bricks filling, like making walls and ceilings and floors at a certain point.
Okay. I think Sarah's gonna pull out. She's still holding her sword, like it was so clenched in her fear, her in hand that she like forgot, like her hand went numb with how hard she was gripping her sword. And she realized she still has it drawn. She sheathed her rapier and pulls out her heavy crossbow and cocks it, places a bolt in there, and starts moving cautiously. She's still covered with her own blood, and like you see like there's a fresh arrow wound and like still streaking down her hair where she took like a slice on her scalp. But her color looks better, but her eyes are still wide, and you can see that she's having a morale problem, perhaps.
The horses are definitely unhappy as well. Angel is skitterish. What's Rungo's horse's name?
Angeline, but calls her Angie.
Angie and Angel. They're sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, they both come from Blackbird Ranch, where it's a horse ranch. Makes sense. But Angie, she never participated in the debutante arena.
No.
And as they're walking, Trinia is going to come up to Sarah again and say, it's not really as much fun when you don't look more like me. And she's going to like lightly punch her shoulder and cast a cure moderate wounds.
Ooh. Well, these hit points, I don't know.
I mean, how low are you? How bad are you?
I'm still down 13. I went from 42 to 4 in 3 rounds.
Yeah, two.
Here's 12 more.
All right.
There you go.
She pats her on the arm back and says, well, I mean, at this point, this is all the time, this life that we have are 2 gifts that were given back to us. I guess every moment we're still on the bright side of the grass are good ones, but it's too close.
Yeah.
It's no game.
And I'll say that Rungo's gonna get off his horse and probably just lead. Like, still have the horse, but like not be riding it for the time being.
Walking the horse.
Yeah.
Vandrin falls in step with Rungo and kind of under his breath says, "So you're gonna get us out of here, right? Because I don't know about you, but I have a dagger with that fucking whatever it was, Knoll, with its name right on it."
That's the plan. Great job with the rock slide. But,
I'm pretty sure that threw us off the cliff, but
still worth it.
Yeah.
Those are the rocks or those owlbears. I'm not dealing with that.
Vandrin turns on his heel and keeps walking backwards, talking to Trini, and says, "Yeah, thanks for thanks for saving us."
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think you'd look very good flattened on your face, so I had to do what I had to do.
He kind of runs a hand through the pink-dyed hair, kind of nervously.
What happened to our horses, though? It's the thought of those brigands mishandling Angela. It's terrible.
Hopefully, Angela's safe behind the rock slide.
I mean, Anselm's a nice guy. I'm sure that they're going to treat him just fine.
Let's hope so. And Rungo will continue to push forward.
As you move forward through the tunnels, you can see that you're entering an old ruin. And indeed, I think at least two of you who speak Shawanti would recognize this as an old Shawanti ruin. I think that's Vandrin and Sarah both speak Shawanti.
I think I've got Shawanti.
It's not listed on my character sheet, but it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it is. Sorry, it's just broken into 2 columns.
I don't know why it did. Well, oh, yes, I do, because common and you started with 2 and the other 2.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yes, I do speak Shawanti.
So you would recognize it. And there are markings written in old Shawanti. Say, stay out.
Can I do maybe like a knowledge dungeoneering check to see if I can get any sense of what the structure is?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to do the
I don't
same.
know if that would be the appropriate check, but...
We're in a dungeon, essentially.
Oh, can I,
do you want me
since
to
I have
assist
skills
you?
in it, since I have skills in it, can I take a 10 on that knowledge check? Because that would put me
Sure. Well, no, hold on. Let's let Vandrin do it first.
Okay.
19?
19 will do it. Yeah. So as you're examining the space, you've spent some time in the vaults of Corvosa, where there's plenty of weird things. Shawanti ruins being one of them. Corvosa was built on top of the Grand Mastaba, a Shawanti ruin of origin, anyway. So, but this looks to be a tomb, a crypt for a almost royal person.
Not to panic, but I think we're in a tomb.
Well, not by our own choice, certainly.
And there's a soft white glow that appears in the chamber beyond. The light from the sunrod casting, you can see that there is a coffin-shaped structure.
So we definitely shouldn't touch it, right?
Right. Let's try not to take anything. Remember, this is sacred. I know.
Sacred, and we are not here by choice. Hopefully, the spirits, if you believe in such a thing, will respect our dire straits. And this is not. We mean no insult.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just
I call out generally to the room.
As you
Just
step in,
passing
you can
through.
see the like sunlight from the rod illuminating these murals, stone mosaics, depicting an image of a regal Shawanti woman wearing like a matching jewelry headset, necklace, 2 rings, and a headband with like topaz, or maybe more like azurite, like kind of braided in all of it, like these blue gemstones. And she's like wielding strong magic that like comes down from the sun, from the heavens itself. These images of a tribe of Shawanti revering her as their leader, and her kind of driving out like the darkness from the wilderness around their village. There is, as you see this stone coffin in the room, it seems to be a dead end. And then a moment later, the air fills with coldness and a spirit arises from the coffin itself. The very same Shawanti woman in the regalia. And she begins speaking in a low tone, rolling tone in Shawanti. And she says, "Flee, mortals! Those of you who have despised my gorge, you must flee before I take your life from you."
Kind of drop into like a sort of respectful posture, probably drop the sunrod a little bit sheepishly and say, "We're really sorry. We didn't mean to be here. We'd love to leave, but we don't know how."
You lie. You came to steal my riches and despoil my corpse.
Definitely not interested in the second one. Or the first one.
Can you roll diplomacy?
Sure. I could try.
Vandrum, what is she saying?
9.
Liar! Leave now. We're gonna take your last chance, and you can see like ghostly power, magic start to crackle through her fingers as she's preparing a spell to use on you.
Can I step forward and I'm going to raise my hands and say, we mean no offense. We were driven here by brigands who forced. We fell. It's really not our fault. We have total respect, and I'm speaking this in Shoanti. Pretty good, actually. Not the smartest, but I'm good with languages.
Huh? And why should I trust you? You bear the face of the colonizer.
Because like you, I should already be a dead woman, but my soul was spared as with from one doomed person to another. We should understand each other. If you have any powers to see my heart, you know it's only feels good things for you and the Shoanti.
Can you roll diplomacy, please?
I don't know. I'm trying to make myself like.
I asked Vandrum to translate, or someone can.
I don't speak Shoanti a lot, and I'm also trying to kind of demonstrate my like harmlessness. That's an 11. Ooh.
11.
Probably not good enough.
She her hands relax. How do I know you're not with the dark ones who have been residing in my gorge?
Oh, you know about them? Oh, we hate them. They tried to kill her. Look, she's covered in blood.
That is true.
And I pull out the arrow that I shoulder and like show her like the fletching on the arrows.
Yeah, I point to the wound that's still in my shoulder too.
We have a common enemy.
Yeah, they summoned bats and owl bears, and he said they were gnolls and Lamashu.
Lamashtu.
Yeah, that.
She's returned. Come to destroy everything I have held dear, as always. Her children, her monsters.
Sounds like I turned to Rungo and Trinia and be like, sounds like she doesn't like the bandits either. So that's good.
Great. Trinia just puts 3 thumbs up.
They've dealt with these Lamashtus before. Oh, sorry, gnolls before.
Excuse me. And she switches to common.
Oh, that's gonna be more helpful.
Okay, it helps. Thank you. I
have been in frustrations for so long. I've lost my manners.
What's your name, if I may ask?
That is one of many things that have been lost to me across the years.
To lose one's name, that's terrible.
Awful.
But we have a common enemy, it seems.
Right.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot.
They're very powerful, and they surprised us, and they have magics, and they can create monsters and cast blackness that can cause fear.
I know. I have felt their dark energies sinking into the land around my resting place. I have been frustrated for so long. I can't leave this space on my own and strike back against them as I would have in my living days.
But you have allies now, so we can help. Right? And I look around like, maybe?
Right. We're just trying to get back to safety, back to our home. If we can help you on the way, we're more than glad.
I will help you leave this place. But in return, one of you must carry me with...
Carry you where?
outside. If I ride one of you, I can fight.
Well, I'll gladly help
That's
you.
so funny, because
Yeah.
we've been rolling ride checks.
Yeah, that's why that was funny.
I'm not a combat. Tough rolls.
Yeah, I can. I'll be glad to take you out. Whatever you need.
Do you mean take control, like take of the soul?
Oh, yeah. What does this look like?
Possession.
Well, I'm not very good at fighting. I mean, I have all the right instincts, don't get me wrong, but I'm not as talented as my friends, so it would probably make sense.
That's not true, Trinia.
Yeah, if it weren't for you, we would have fall splat on the gorge floor.
Will I let you possess me, will I lose complete control and all of my skills and talents?
For a while. But they will be replaced with mine own.
No, Trinia, take me. You have this talents, and you're an artist. You're a person that matters. I'm a scullery maid using a sword that I barely know which end to hold on to. She should
Sarah,
take control of
I
me.
can't paint my way out of this.
Well, your personality's special. I need to I almost got all of you killed in defending me while I was fumbling around and panicking. Perhaps this is something I can do for you. Perhaps it's my destiny. Perhaps this is why Blackjack spared me, even if he didn't even know it. Perhaps this is something that I can help. Please let me. I'm not afraid. I've faced death. This is a kinder fate than I could have hoped for. You know it's the right choice. And it's like she said, it's only for a while. I trust her. I don't know why, but I do.
All right, well, if you're feeling 10 on it, and she's willing, then I think we can get a...
I reckon it's... Y'all deserve this.
Right. Then Sarah it is. Kind of just looking to the other two, unless there are any objections. And even looking over at the Shawanti goddess?
Vandrin kind of rubs the back of his head and says, I feel like my grandmother would be disappointed in me if I didn't volunteer.
No, Vandrin. You've got... It's only a short time.
I've always wanted to do magic, so... Seems like a good opportunity.
I look over at the nameless Shawanti spirit. You've got 2 willing vessels. Do you have a preference?
3.
But... Yes.
4.
My sorceress gifts would do much better in a fair form such as yours. She looks at you, Sarah.
Well,
Damn, Vandrin, sorry.
It's okay, Vandrin.
Not everyone looks like Simran.
Yes.
And my form would do you honor by being able to carry you from this place. We both are honored by this agreement, this covenant. I put my hand out, and I close my eyes, do what you have to.
And as she does that, I will... This doesn't really matter here, but it's more of a principle thing.
Okay.
I reach my hand to Sarah, and I say, you don't give yourself enough credit, but you are undoubtedly the bravest person here, and I inspire courage in her.
I got a little tear.
So use up a round of bardic performance.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah. But, I mean, I don't think you need the bonuses, but
No, I like them.
it's the principle.
So the Shawanti spirit reaches down and she tenderly grabs your hand with both of hers, and you can feel the softest, coldest, wispy touch. And she looks into your eyes and just moves into you. I feel like your eyes, like, there's like this bolt of like seizing, and then your eyes just like turn white, and the voice of the woman comes out. She's unharmed. I have taken control for now. She just kind of like looks at you all and then like looks at her hands. Let's go. And she turns to the brick wall and just pushes several of them in a just seemingly random order. At which point the wall slides open and there's a stairwell that spins up this way.
Very nice.
Let's say it's a sloping ramp that will allow the horses to come up as well.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Because they had to move all of this stuff down.
Mhm.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Space.
The Shawanti might not have invented. They might not be a wheeled culture. At least ancient Shawanti. Like that's modern. They're like, like it's wheels are pretty. Actually, whatever.
Great try though.
But they built the pyramids with them. So
Sorry, y'all. He's possessed.
Right.
Have we, just out of curiosity, Chris, ever heard any like legends or anything about a place like this?
Ghost stories about Shawanti spirits, most definitely.
Okay.
A ruin a few days south of town that once held a potential Shawanti princess. No.
Just curious.
Although, like, that sounds a lot like some of the stories you've heard.
Yeah.
Chris,
So-
I know I'm not in control, but am I experiencing?
You are.
Here. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
Can I speak to the Shawanti like spirit? Like, am
You
I
can.
able to communicate with her? Okay,
Mhm.
that actually makes. I think that would make this a lot less terrifying. Like it's not in control, but like still kind of able to be there.
Right.
And I probably say that to the spirit, like, can you let my friends know that I can't help. I'm not in control, but I'm with them, and I can see them, and I'm okay, and I'm that they need not worry about me.
She's fine. She's unharmed. She says you need not worry.
she can hear us.
You see Sarah's head nod.
Okay.
Alright. Excellent.
I don't know. After the last guy, I'm having some trust issues, but I don't think we really have a choice.
Tell them that Blackjack saved me from the duplicity of the Queen. They'll know that you wouldn't know that.
The one called Blackjack saved her from the Queen's duplicity.
Alright.
Good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's just these bandits. They took our money. They tricked us. I'm feeling a little sore about the whole thing. No offense.
It's of grave concern. A knoll, you say?
I point in the direction of my friend here.
And then you just point exactly to where we came from.
Okay. So after a good 20 minutes, we're hiking upwards. We come out around the outside of the gorge. Rungo, you know that if you head north and west around here, you will get to the pass that
Mhm.
led into Salali Gorge.
Right. Okay.
I think you can probably hear horse hoofbeats off in the distance, like on the other side of these massive rocks that are in the way from where you fell.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll let her know that this is both the direction that we came from, where the Cragheart bandit group is, as well as a little bit further down, or considerably further down, about 3 days past its our home.
Let's go.
Should we, like, wait until it's night and sneak into their camp and slit all their throats or something?
Remember, we're also here to save some adventurers that went missing.
Right. As much as I would love to focus on revenge, I don't think we have the capability around us at this time, unless she feels that we can take them all on. I just kind of look to Sarah's body.
Well, I feel I could. The more I step out into the open world, the more my powers seem to come back to me. The young man's not wrong. A night attack would be smartest. You speak of others in the area? Allies you have?
We
Potential
heard
allies.
about it from disreputable sources.
I have sensed no other peoples in the gorge.
So you're saying it was a trap?
I'm not saying anything. I just do not know of these adventures you're talking about.
Oh my
Chris,
gosh, it was us.
Did we
We're the ones
hear
that-
about... I'm just trying to remember. I didn't take good notes. Did we hear about the missing adventurers from people other than this tracker?
Yeah, it was rumors around town. But
Okay.
he showed up maybe like a day or two after you heard them.
All right, so it
It
could
was a
have
message-
easily
it was a
have
message
been
from the
about him,
future about us, right?
Yeah. So there may or may not be innocent adventurers who have been victimized by these assholes.
Aside from us.
Definitely is aside from us, exactly. Like, let's not
We're
forget
not
that we are
innocent.
adventurers who got our ass by them.
I'm just saying we're not innocent.
You've also known like the Craghawks
Speak
have
for yourself.
you've literally like in like stopped the Craghawks from pestering other adventuring groups,
Mhm.
or like a series of misadventures with fighting them for
Yeah.
on and off
That
essentially.
was a good montage that I imagined.
Yeah.
Look, these guys are in their home base. They've got that weird knoll thing with them. You saw how many guys they had. We barely did anything to them. It wasn't exactly a fair fight, but if they can ambush us, we can ambush them, right?
Right.
Okay, let's talk about the Knoll thing for a second. Like, we've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but we've only seen a ragtag group at best, right? Through our previous encounters.
So it seemed, but as it went on and on over the weeks, it felt like the way that they have been encountering you, like they're the individuals of each party, of each group that you're fighting are changing, and maybe they're exchanging information about your tactics.
Okay.
Trinia, you've had more than your fair share of thunderstones thrown in your direction before you've even cast a spell.
Okay. This is weird, and it feels deliberate, and am I being paranoid? Has Iliosa just ruined me? But it feels personal.
Nobody has ruined you. First things first.
Oh, I don't want to be the crazy conspiracy theorist, you know?
That kind of thinking keeps us safe. If we're gonna do this, like Vandrin said, we'll stick to a night. We should at least maybe try to scout, get closer, see how they
Yeah.
Okay.
see how they get lulled into a false sense of security. Hopefully.
Well, and they may know us, and they may have seen us before, but they definitely haven't seen new and improved Sarah. Well, I won't say improved. New and possessed Sarah.
New and possessed.
No,
So
you were right the first time.
we've got about 20 minutes left before our official end time. So I'd like to, because rolling initiative and getting into all of that,
Yeah.
I'd like to go maybe
entire
more like
session.
PBTA style, where we sort of make rolls and narrate the action,
Okay.
if you will. So what's the plan? We're going to wait till nightfall, which isn't far off at this
Right.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Sneak in.
Definitely sneak in. Try to use if anyone else has like a longbow or short bow. Try to take out guards first before we go in.
Sarah has a crossbow.
I've got a short bow.
I've got a longbow.
I have a short bow.
So maybe pick out a few of the sentries, as quietly as possible and kind of
stay close with me. And like as the night comes, the Sarah begins to move, and this arcane energy forms, and the sphere of invisibility forms around her.
Nice.
So new and improved, that stands.
Does anyone need healing?
No,
I'm like 7 points down.
I'm 4 down.
I'm 1 point down after the.
I
Yeah, I
can.
think we're good.
Yeah, I can cast a Cure Light Wounds on.
It wouldn't work on Vandrin anyway. Because he's neutral.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
Yeah.
Damn.
Only heals good people.
I didn't know.
It's a sorcerer. Celestial bloodline. Her powers come from the heavens.
Well, good for her.
She kind of glares at you. Let's see if I've got some good music. This should be okay. So we're moving into the pass where we can see that the camps have been set up. You maybe hear voices and some of the brigands are like, I don't know. It seems silly. They fell into that hole and it's 100 feet deep. There ain't no way them kids are coming out of there. No, this isn't. Well,
I mean, I love this.
let's stick with that. It's like ambushy kind of,
Yeah.
There ain't no way. Well, the boss is pretty fucked up. I think Gurnath wants to get him healed up before we move again. And the woman he's talking to just shrugs. I don't know. Ever since that Knoll came around, he's been giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Maybe we try to focus on finding out where the officer's tent is. If we can, bandits are always only brought together by 1 or 2 people. Otherwise, there's just a lot of infighting. If we can take care of them first, chances are half the bandits might not, either might fight each other or just run away.
You can see that there are more brigands have come in the hours that have passed as well. Than just the dozen that you saw before. Let's say a good 2 or 3 dozen now.
Oh damn.
So can I guess I can roll a perception to try and find which one would be like the most where the captain Boris would be essentially.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Favorite enemy. That favorite enemy bonus. It applies to so much.
Yeah.
Attack and damage, plus 5 different skill checks.
Wow.
Just making humans your favorite enemy, like in certain campaigns, it's like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Total.
one.
That was a 20? 28. Okay, yeah. So you're definitely able to see this hut, leather, with leathers over the entrance that has been set up in the far end of the other corner of the gorge. The opposite direction that you ran in. And with the invisibility sphere, the 4 of you are more than able to move your way through the crowd and up to the tent.
Chris, do we see any sign of actual prisoners or, either alive or dead?
No, but you see the 2 owl bears that were summoned are still here. And they've eaten the horses.
I pull out a wand and I say, do you think it makes sense for me to daze them while we're here?
Because I have for sure.
I have a wand of daze monster, but it has 7 charges.
I say what Vandrin said, yeah, definitely on the knoll if he shows up or if he's in this tent.
Well, I can do these 2 and then him when we see him. I can try to do these 2. I don't know.
Right.
Are we
The
waiting?
days only last a round also.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we do this out here, there's no point. They don't see us. We're just alerting them to our position, or just even to our presence.
Yeah, I think
I wouldn't even want to go to the front of the tent because people might see the leather flaps. I would rather us all go behind. I'll use my longsword to slit it as we all rush in, and then we'll go from there. from like the backside where like there's no. Like,
yeah,
the
just
majority of the
let
camp's
me
not
roll into this boss man and fuck him up real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also,
And
Chris, I remind the spirit that I have a potion of bark skin, which lasts for like tens of minutes, and I also have a potion. I have an oil of magic weapon, and this seems like a proper time pre-melee to get into it.
She'll drink the potion, but she'll leave the oil.
Okay.
I will take a potion of Shield of Faith myself, and I will try to decide. I'll cast Cat's Grace on Vandrin again.
I'd like to just do a quick detect, because why not? Detect snares and pits as I cast that spell, just to see if there's anything rigged around the tent to be some sort of snare or trap.
Because I guess the spell just lets you know.
Yeah.
Describe your spell, please.
It's a concentration spell, one of the very few concentration spells in Pathfinder. So Rungo is essentially just focusing as this sort of a lightish pinkish energy kind of resonates from behind the tent and just kind of dissipates as it spreads out like more than like 5 feet in front of him, and like this cone of just essentially knowledge just kind of passes by. And it's kind of like detect magic, where first round I just know if there's any there, second round I would know the number and the location, and third I would know like how to trigger one.
You detect a presence of something.
Okay.
And then you realize that, like, from the two ends of the back of the tent, in between, like, there's like a tree to the right, and then like the cliff wall. There's a little, very like black twine that's been strung across the ground, and there's a bell attached to the end of both of those. Just a little alarm in case something does exactly what you're trying to do.
Okay. So I let them know, and instead maybe we position to like the side of the tent as opposed to the full back, like the back corner that avoids it.
Or we could disable it.
Oh,
sure, Vandrin, if you feel like
Go
you
ahead.
grab it, yeah, go for it. You do have Cat's Grace on you, might as well.
I do. And I assume that we have like time. We're hiding in this like invisibility bubble, right?
Right.
Can I
Right,
take
exactly.
20 on this?
Yeah, of
Wait,
course.
will Cat's Grace go away? I don't know.
Are you casting it again?
No, I cast it once.
That's definitely gone at this point.
And I don't think you can take 20 on traps, because 20 assumes you have enough chances to where if it fails, nothing happens. And if you do fail on a trap, it.
Okay. No, I'll just roll it then.
Yeah, thank you, Homero.
But with
no
Cat's Grace.
I had to look.
Oh,
it up
you're
'cause-
casting it again now.
Yeah.
She just did that. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
I did it
sorry, I missed
as
that.
part of this encounter.
Yes.
27?
Oh yeah, you're more than able to remove the bell from one of these things and get to the very back of the tent.
Excellent.
And assuming it's been 6 seconds, I'm also going to burn kind of the big bad one and cast haste on my.
Oh shit! Y'all about to fuck some shit up.
Haste is like all your creatures within 30 feet, basically.
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, bye bye.
Yeah.
We're all hasted.
And swift action, I will make my weapon holy again.
Okay, so the four of you are gonna go first.
Mm-hmm.
We're not rolling initiative, but I think Rungo is first, slashing the back of it open.
So what I want to do is I want to have like Vandrin get ready to go right in, and then like basically me ready my slashing to slash open. He goes in, does his sneak attack because they're all surprised or whatever, and then the rest of us will rush in.
Okay.
Goes out.
Rungo, then Vandrin, and
I'll
then
have
we'll see what happens.
And I'll have a machete in the second hand.
All right. Okay. Shit.
Okay. So on Vandrin's mark, Rungo will slash the side of the tent real quick.
It slashes open, and the four of you can see beyond. Voris is laid up on a cot with bandages all over him. I mean, he was.
He's in single digits.
How? He had 4 hit points left. And the gnoll is standing above him with his hood back with a wand, just like going over his wounds. When there's that ripping noise as Rungo just slashes down the tent. They look up, Vandrin.
I'm just gonna kind of like combat roll forward and bring a sickle actually up and sort of slice this gnoll in the gut.
All right, make your attack roll.
Yeah. Okay, so with the haste and all the other stuff.
Still wearing its armor, because
yes,
you know.
16.
16 hits.
Cool.
Sneak attack.
Yeah, that's right.
Sneak attack.
Oh, I didn't realize haste also gave you +1 bonus.
Yes, it does. 18 points of damage from the first strike.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. He had also taken some damage from before. Very nice. Gah, he howls.
Well, they know we're
You get
and
two, right?
since my no, only if you take a full round action, which since a full round attack, since I moved, I can't do that. But I do still have movement speed, so I'm gonna try and like roll around this thing and get behind it.
Okay.
So that I can lunge back at it from the back next round.
Right, you can go over to the side, but behind it is the cot where Vorus is laying.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next? Trinia, do you wait for Sarah's body to move? Or do you do something?
No, I'm gonna wait for Sarah's body to move because I'm interested.
She begins chanting in Shawanti and raises up her hands, which begin to glow with flame. Scott, can you make range touch attacks for me?
Sure.
Add +4 to whatever you're rolling, whatever you would roll.
Okay. And so this would, I mean, I've got
A ranged attack.
Yeah, I'm just trying to feel my BAB plus. Yeah, okay, I got it.
And don't forget the +1 for haste.
With my crossbow, it's a +6, so I'm at that.
Go with that.
So we're looking at a +11, I think.
There you go. Oh, and it's the touch attack. Shit!
Don't worry.
What did I just do?
Oh, nice.
I rolled a 22.
Okay, that's gonna hit. So we got a couple scorching rays on this gnoll.
Oh, I thought it was disintegrate.
Let's do 3 of them.
So that's how much damage?
Each one requires a ranged touch attack, but the first one's gonna do 4d6.
Oh, so I'll just roll the. Do you want the attacks first?
Yeah, might as well. And then you can send one at Void if you like, but I think the Shawanti spirit is wholly focused on the gnoll.
That
Okay,
makes
I
sense.
fired 3, 22.
Those are all gonna hit because the gnoll is flat-footed. So roll
46, you said?
times 3.
12d6.
Okay.
That's a high-level fireball.
Annihilation.
It's not great roll, but 38 damage.
Describe your KO.
Okay, so Sarah, with an uncharacteristic confidence and like exhibiting body language that is that of like an ancient noble instead of a scullery maid, puts her hands forward in an elaborate movement, and then fire just comes springing forth from her fingertips, kind of blinding the low light room in an explosion of radiant fire damage, and just driving into the gnoll, who with a small kind of almost laughing sound yelp crumbles, smoking.
Damn.
Ooh.
Trinia.
And now Trinia will come in. She's just gonna take a 5-foot step into the tent, and then kind of like take stock and shoot 2 short bow arrows at the human in the room.
Vorus, he's not wearing armor. He's prone. He was in the middle of like being healed.
All right. So first shot is a 17.
He's prone against ranged. So So he'll get a
+4.
+4, but he's not wearing armor, so that's -5. That's a miss.
Oh wow.
That's a miss. Oh wow. Okay.
But he's also flat-footed because he hasn't acted yet, so he doesn't get his dex bonus. So that's a hit.
That's a hit.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, so this one I'm gonna take off the. I'll just do the same modifier and then we. The second one is also a hit, and then it's 1d6 damage for each. So I'll just do it. I'll just do that together.
That's enough to kill him.
Oh,
I mean, he was at very low and he'd taken some hit points, but so 2 arrows just shoot into him, and he dies. At that point, Sarah casts another spell and her form begins to rise up. I think she just like shoots fire up into the sky and opens a hole through the roof and rises up. As light begins to glow from her, you all can hear shouts from the brigands around as they're, "What is that? Grab your weapons! Get them! It's the Harse gang!"
Damn Harse gang
Those
again.
meddling kids.
you'll pay for this, Captain Planet.
Too late. Sarah's arms begin to move again as thunder rumbles in the background, and a storm begins to move in.
Oh. Some call lightning, perhaps.
Right. There are some screams, none of which you can see what's happening. But
for the best.
Half a minute later, she comes back down. "It is done," the voice says. "Your bandit problem is fixed."
Shit.
No, that's one way to take care of it. Sarah, are you okay in there? I
That
asked.
was
Sarah's body?
amazing. I can't even describe what's just happened. You have to remember, this hour's along for the ride.
I know,
Like,
Sarah
I'm
can't
firing
talk
fire,
back.
I'm flying, I'm shooting lightning down. This is pretty amazing.
No, I don't want that one.
That's our
Let's go-
song.
Let's go here. Return me down below, and I shall give your friend her autonomy back.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they all dead?
When we
The ones who didn't flee.
Well, Vander,
wish
if it makes
we
you feel
knew
better, you
why.
can get back that money now.
That's what I was thinking.
I already did. I have a +13 sleight of hand. Y'all didn't see nothing.
When we get back down there, before she gives up Sarah's body, she goes up to the stone coffin and pushes the top off. And you can see a skeleton underneath, wearing the regalia that the spirit has worn, and it's so obvious. A headband, an amulet, and 2 rings. And she leaves Sarah's body like kind of floating above the room, lighting it up with her ghostly essence. My magical regalia served me well as ruler of my people, but I have no more need of it. You have earned my trust and your reward.
Oh dang.
Um,
Before you go, did going outside and being free for even a little bit remind you of who you were before and what your name might be?
As the storm rose, I could hear my people chanting my name once more. Chief Salali.
Well, it has been a pleasure, Chief Salali, and thank you for all of your help.
Thank you. And there's a tear. And then like this light, it's like, oh, the clouds parted above her, but only just above her, and she looks up. It's time for me to go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As she's like floating up and just disappears.
Wow.
How you doing, sir? All right?
I'm very well. I spent much of my life working in very close to kings and queens, but I feel like this is the closest I've ever truly been to true nobility, and it was something special.
Yeah, I wish we were lucky enough to have a queen that cared as much as she did.
But we made it. We'd done our part. Got so much more to think about now. It's been such a strange year.
Yep. Well, we can think not here. I think.
No,
Right.
no, of course.
We should. Yeah. We've been gone for a few days. We should probably head back at this point.
Vandrin, do you want to collect her gifts for us?
I already know.
Yeah, I will. And I think Vandrin kind of goes over and sort of very gently and tenderly takes them and kind of maybe softly under his breath speaks not prayers but heartfelt thanks in Shawanti, like for all of his joking and posturing. I think this was like really got to him, and he's trying really hard not to show it.
Let's do final moments as we're like heading back into town. Sharing two horses. Like maybe, but the camera passes over your character's face, and maybe that's exactly what happens. We see Vandrin like thoughtfully pick up these things, and then like, I don't know, whatever. Anything? Any final parting words for this session?
I think Rungo's maybe just a little maybe embarrassed that, even though he is technically the oldest, and like maybe they don't feel like it, but like he and his definitely his dad really looks to him being like responsible for them, especially since they're not from around here. So he's just kind of like embarrassed, like kind of just like, man, like a little ashamed, like he kind of like failed them in being able to protect them from that trap. Like he should have like done something more when he noticed that something was off. But ultimately, the fact that like they were able to come out okay, kind of just he's just kind of more like he's very pensive as he returns. Just like, I can't let that happen again. We won't get as lucky as finding a Shawanti princess to help us next time. So like we really like, if anyone had died, it would have been on him, and that would have like just sat on him forever. So he's just kind of a little pensive, a little ashamed, but also very thankful that everything turned out okay, and is just making sure, like, once he sees the town, he kind of like backs up to ride behind them and just kind of keep an eye on them.
Anyone else?
I think Sarah is riding back and kind of probably like with the 1 hit point of damage still there, like, and all like just like the bleeding has stopped and the wound is healed, but kind of thumbing like some of like the where the wounds were, while like scrubbing with like a brush, like scrubbing out the blood like on her armor, which like and mending, like needle and thread, like she has like ththese maid skills, like she's used to keeping things proper and doing these repairs, and so she's kind of putting like her new life back together in a way, much like she was polishing that buckler, but her eyes like look up into the sky which she was flying through like the day before. And so while kind of still living in like the terrestrial world of her past, she's kind of looking up towards, you know, what destiny has in mind for her next in the future.
Does Vandren want to go, or should I go?
I'd love to go last, if that's okay.
Okay. Trinia is probably, I think, the most cheerful one of the group, as is very much her character. Nothing gets her down for, including being framed for murder, apparently. And she's kind of smiling to herself as they ride, and things went very wrong in many ways, but she's also never felt like she has mattered as much as she did that day. She's always been wondering how, like, playing music and doing what she does is great, but, you know, being swept out, saved in Corvosa by the KIA, a part of her, I think, has always been trying to give back in a similar way, make a difference, make a change. And granted, the princess did a lot of the heavy lifting, but in her own way, like, she has really inspired Trinia to feel like she is on the right track, and she too it is within her grasp to make positive change.
Nice.
I think the scene we see of Vandren is him back in his room at Harse. And on the whole ride, he had one of the rings, was just sort of pensively rubbing it and looking at it. And we see him kind of set it down on the desk, and also kind of absentmindedly rubbing at one of the feathered cloaks that he definitely took and now has like in his room as a trophy. As he folds up a piece of paper and seals it, I think you just catch 2 words on it, which just say, "Hey, Simran."
And with that, as the letter, maybe we see it like get put or handed off to a man with a person with a bag in the morning who takes it off and hops on a horse. And we see it making its way south. The camera pans up, until we come back to Oath Day, the morning where we left the Corvosan Intelligence Agency. And we see the skyline of Corvosa once more, the sun rising from the east. So I hope you all enjoyed this very special one-shot featuring the Harse Gang, Trouble at Salali Gorge. Thank you for bearing with me as I grabbed the reins, so to speak.
One-shots be one-shots.
Right.
One-shots.
That's on rails. What you gonna do? But I'm very glad we got to play this out. Mm-hmm. Normally, this is not something I think that most groups that play Curse of the Crimson Throne get to do. So thank you for playing this game with me. Dear viewers, we will be back next week with the continuation of A Cage Sustained.
A storyline.
Yes. We've got 3 different groups at this point now. 3 different, whatever. You know, the Corvosan Cinematic Universe.
Are we not counting the Academy gang?
I guess that's 4.
4, yeah.
But I don't know if we'll tell that. You know. Those are NPCs that will not be played again. Who knows about these 4?
I like these kids.
These kiddos.
I think we'll be seeing them. Maybe not soon, but I know we'll see them once again. But you'll have to tune in and stay tuned every Tuesday night for A Cage Sustained. Follow us on social medias. Follow us on the Discord so that you can get updates for when we, miss sessions like we had to do last week. Yeah, that's true, Veldrin. Some book series have do way more with many different parties.
We're trying to be the next George R. R. Martin. Don't call us out.
As long as we're not like the writers for that show. Anyway,
Get him! Get him! They got kicked off Star Wars. Get him, Chris!
What do I know? Hey, but I'm not in Joe Manganiello's home game, so I can't really throw shade at them.
Potato.
Benioff is playing with him, and Vince Vaughn and others, but whatever. I don't care. I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
You're not jealous. It's cool.
Nope. I'll take Jordan. I'd prefer Pratchett, honestly. But I'll take Jordan.
Jordan's great.
With that, thanks everyone for hanging out. Veldrin, Mid-Armor. I know the Legendary Action was here earlier. I saw my mom and my sister watching earlier. Stick around as we'll raid someone cool, most likely. And as always, come game with us.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.